Well, I have here my ECU from my 2nd gen non-turbo NA Stealth. I don't see any signs of leaky caps. I don't see or smell anything that would indicate leaky caps. But new caps are so cheap. These ones from DigiKey, we got all 4 replacements. It was $2.10 for the parts. So even if it's not the problem, for $2.10, I'm gonna fix it. I'm fine with that. So first things first, crack it open. No, I'm not wearing some anti-static wrist strap, whatever, I don't care. I live in a very humid environment, and we really don't build up static electricity here. We'll pop it off. Then you take a look at the caps. 1, 2, 3, 4. None of them appear to be leaking. However, they do all have this glue that's on them. I'll see if the camera can get it. But deep down inside, so if you look at the resistors, they have this like glue on them. So do the caps. Caps have a little bit of goo on the bottom. So I don't know if they're leaking and you just can't tell they're leaking or what. But I'm going to replace those. Okay. So this is called a through-hole PCB. So basically the ones I need to desolder are on the other side here, and it's just flipping it back and forth and figuring out which one is which. To aid in the desoldering, I have desoldering pump, desoldering braid, which I'm hit and miss with this, and a desoldering bulb. I'd say by far the easiest one to use is the desoldering pump. The bulb, it's hard to get a good draw on it, and the braid I end up just burning my fingers with all the time. So I'm gonna go with this desoldering pump. This is my little catch can of where I put my excess bits and bobs. So I should be able to basically grab it with one hand, and then you heat the other side, and you simultaneously want to heat it and pull at the same time, and that'll get it to walk its way out basically. There it goes. So there's the old capacitor. Maybe I should make note of that. So that was location number C103. And I pulled out the 22 millifarad at 50 volts. So that way when it goes time to put the new ones in, I remember which ones goes where. So down to pull the next one, which is this guy right here. This one's being a little bit of a pita here. Doesn't quite want to go. There we go. Sorry for the off-camera work, but this peg right here is just being a bit of a butt. Probably because my soldering iron's not tinned properly, so I'm not getting the right heat in there. That's my best guess. So now I tinned my iron. Let's see if it makes it any easier now to get this thing off. Since it should transfer the heat a little bit better now. At least that's the theory. One leg popped right out, no problem. There we go. Now I got the other one. So as I'm removing these, I'm not smelling the burnt fish smell. It doesn't appear to be leaking. It doesn't appear to be bulging. Chances are this is perfectly fine, but doing it anyways. Because why not? Okay. So that was C104. And that cap was the 100 millifarad. 16 volts. Whatever. So the next one we're going to do is C105. Actually, C105 I can just see from here. should be, yep, right here. So C105 is 47 millifarads. And the last one is also 47. So now what I like to do is clean up my mess that I just made with this guy. Right on top of the hole. Push, push. 1, 2, 3. Pop. And that generally makes it clean. So now I'm just cleaning up all the solder holes real quick. There we go. Some of these are not happy. Some of these are not happy. Well, the good news is I kind of smell burnt fish as I'm doing this, so that's a good thing, right? That means I'm smelling burnt electrolytic material. That's a good sign, right? Damn desoldering braid. The reason why I don't like desoldering braid is I've never just really got a good clean. Like if I pull now, I'll just pull the trace up. That's just not what we want. It's not doing good to me. Well, there we go. Sure as hell ain't pretty, but it's through. I'm just picking at it with my thumbnail to try to get some of the excess drippings off, but if you look carefully enough, you can see through it. At least I can. Damn. Clean. Not my best desoldering job in the world, but I think it'll work just fine. Because it doesn't break through to any of the traces. Yeah. So, that's where the caps used to be. But it's there, and there, and the one right above it. And then that one. So this one is the 100 millifarad one, and it's marked with a negative sign on it. That's a big dash, negative. So when you look at the capacitors, if you look real close, I'll use this one as an example. Right here. But it actually has a plus on the actual circuit board. So if you just look carefully, all you have to do is just line up the minus and the plus and put them in the right holes, and you're good. So this is the 100 millifarad, and that is for 104. So 104, like that. So if you look very carefully, it says 104 and there's a plus. So if there's a plus on the top, that means the bottom is a negative. You just push it in so it looks nice and straight like it was. Flip it over where the legs are and just kind of push them off to the side so it doesn't fall out. And then we do the other ones. This one is the 22 millifarad one. 22 millifarad. And that goes into C103. That's that little guy right there. There's a plus there. So we line the plus, the minus. We flip it over. We bend the legs a little bit so it doesn't fall out. Alright, 2 more to go. Okay. So for the 105, that'd be the 47 millifarad. There's a plus there. It's a long leg, and the minus goes in. Flip it over. Give it a little bend. That leaves this guy. Same thing, lines right up. Goes right in. Flip over. So now we have them all ready to be soldered. And that'll be quick and easy. Just like your mom. Cool. Trying to get it to flow. There it goes. Also looks like I need to re-tin my tip here. Damn thing. Watch it flow. A little bit of patience, a little bit of practice. A lot of patience, a lot of practice. See, my gun's too hot now is the problem. I'm trying to cool it off, but it's not working. Well, I think that may be one of my worst solder jobs yet. Certainly looks dirty as hell, but it also is covered in this weird waxy crap. Yeah, it looks not so bad. I didn't get full penetration all the way through on all of them, but for the most part I did. So if you look at this cap here, and how the solder is kind of shiny on that side, that means it penetrated all the way through. Whereas this one, it did not penetrate all the way through. So I'm just going to kind of reflow it real quick. You don't add more solder as much as just heat up the existing stuff and allow it to flow and do what it does. There it goes. I think the other guys were okay. Okay, so I just ran through and reflowed the contacts real quick, and hopefully did okay. So I gotta cut these off, and to do that, where the hell my clippers go? Okay, so I'm about ready to cut these things, break them loose. You're supposed to use a special little dike cutter thing, but what I use is toenail clippers. Just a regular pair of toenail clippers. I find that it makes it easy to get in there and clip them off. Grab your toenail clippings real quick. New caps. Just be ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna clean some of this area here with, should I use isopropyl? No. Should I use acetone? No. Electronic cleaner is sensitive electronics. I'll grab a couple Q-tips and then basically you just give them a squirt. Just a little bit. And then go down in there. Just just try to get whatever goo this is, which I am starting to suspect is the electrolytic fluid from the failing capacitor that was here. Which, oh man, I hope that's what it was. Should I have done this when I had them off? Yeah, probably, but whatever. I didn't, so leave me alone. I didn't do the thing I was supposed to, so leave me alone. We're past that. Cool. Well, I'm happier with this now. Even if it wasn't the problem, at least now I know it's done. I'll be happy with that. Okay, so I need to put it back together. Is that right? That's not right. Here we go. Just a couple of turns. You don't tighten up the first one, you don't tighten up the second one, you don't tighten up none of them. Just get them started. Then go back and tighten them. So you can adjust it, move around a little bit. Now tighten it. In this case, I'm tightening them up as I go because they only go on one way. They fit perfectly. They have these little keyhole things, so you can't like not screw it up basically. I suppose I could screw it up if I really wanted to. And here you have. Done.